They say when life gives you lemon, you make lemonade. The year 2020 was filled with complications. The coronavirus pandemic was a setback to various economic and commercial activities. But in the midst of all these, well goal oriented organizations were still able to set their foot in the sand, standing tall and firm. Such is the case of Emcoan, Electronic Media Content Owners Association of Nigeria, who were able to come together to achieve their organizational goals and objectives for the year 2020. What better way to end the year than a celebration of their achievements during the year with an end of the year get together held on Thursday, December 10th, 2020 at the Pepsi Multipurpose Hall in Solo, Lagos. It was graced by the prolific Nollywood producer Mr. Wale Adenuga, who also doubles as the BOT chairman of the organization. The event started with an opening prayer which was closely followed by the recognition of guests.
Father Lord, we thank you, we appreciate you, we give you glory, we give you honor for this gathering, for this association, Emcoan, Electronic Media Content Owners Association of Nigeria.
To set the motion rolling, Mr. Wale Adenuga gave the chairman opening remarks, expressing how elated he felt about the organization.
Our esteemed president, executive officers, and distinguished members of Emcoan, it is with great joy that I welcome you all to our end of year get together. My first thanksgiving goes to our Heavenly Father, who has made it possible for us to be present at this gathering this afternoon. We can't thank him enough for the gift of life and good health, which human beings sometimes take for granted. I really don't know how to classify the year 2020 with all its epidemic and sudden awakening of the youths. May the good Lord complete what he has started in their lives. Surely, Nigeria go better. Next, I want to say a loud and mouthful thank you to our president. Not the one that is 800 kilometers away from Lagos, but our own dear president, Madam Jibe Ologi, for taking Emcoan to the next level. I'm sure with the caliber of our executive officers and the efforts of our financial members, we shall reap bountiful harvest come 2021.
The host of the event, Mrs. Jibi Oluge, the president of Emcoan, gave a welcome address, hinging on the success of the organization throughout the year.
You will believe that all what you watch on TV belong to that station. That is not correct. Whatever you watch on your terrestrial and also cable TV, a large chunk of it belongs to those who are sitting here today. So when the Minister of Communication said Nigerian broadcast industry should entail 70% local content, is saying that Emcoan should own that part of what you see on TV, and that is a huge, huge responsibility. So during the course of the year, we met with the minister, and he has agreed to partner with us to make sure that 70% of local content is what you see on terrestrial TV and 30% on cable. There is a reason for that. We are Nigerians. And as a Nigerian, you want to watch television and see Nigeria. Another achievement that Emcoan achieved last year is our recognition as a stakeholder with AFCON.
It was time for the business seminar. The first was facilitated by Mr. Patrick Akushi, who dissected the topic Content Distribution and Licensing. He centered his presentation on the new digital economy.
As content owners, principally your business is content production. Now, I have been asked to speak on content distribution and licensing. Distribution and production, two sides of the same coin. You can't focus on one and neglect the other. They complement each other. You produce, you don't distribute very well, your effort is in vain. Without production, nothing to distribute. So, what I have observed, especially in our own markets, the industry in our market, is that most producers put a lot of effort in production and neglecting distribution. It's like when you have a very good concept, you package your program, you produce your program, very beautiful program, qualitative. But how do you amplify it? How do you get it out there for the world to see? This is an area that we have really not done too much. The current landscape for the industry brings to the fore the fundamental changes in the internal architecture and structure of the industry and how it does business. The rise of streaming platforms who are using the internet to give them global reach and valuable insight into audience behavior has overturned the traditional power structures in the industry. The likes of Netflix, Amazon, Vuclip, and numerous niche by category, but global by reach streamers heralded the rise of content businesses that understand that entertainment is now an internet-delivered product.
This was closely followed by the second, which was facilitated by Mr. Yinka Adebayo, a leading public relations and advertising guru, on the topic maximizing business relationship between media agencies and content owners. He explained the ever-growing importance of carrying out adequate research for relevance and audience needs.
In Nigeria, we are fond of paying lip service to things. Content is king, content is king. I heard it when I was still a small boy. And up to tomorrow, content is king. But is content real king? If content is king, are you paying the right value for content? If content is king, are you giving the content producer, the content provider, the due respect that they deserve? It's only in this country that a content owner will produce the content, will go and market, will buy airtime, will do this, and that content is actually the one enhancing the rating of the station. Yet, that same content, you tell him you don't pay, I'll pull it down. It can only happen in this country. But you see, it's all about value. If you don't know where you are going, anywhere you reach is home. But if you know where you are headed, you are focused, you are right on track. And I think that's the level where the content owners should really get to now. That pandemic has taught you, because what the pandemic has done is that it has opened the gateway for you guys now. All the stations were laid bare. If the DSTV during pandemic will come up on the station to hone up, to say, sorry viewers, we are showing you old content because we can't go to studio to record. Sorry, that's the greatest of all insults. And what happened? Even in the midst of that pandemic, we developed new content. Something that data never showed. We came up with the concept of turn up Friday and Owambe Saturday. And that concept actually came up from an experience we had with a DJ. DJ Jimmy Dat is a personal friend. And I told him that, DJ Jimmy Dat, you're at home. Your fans are hanging out there. There's a whole lot of mental torture going around. People were actually mentally deprived. Can we do something to excite them? And the guy said, well, I have a studio in my home. Yeah, why not use Instagram Live? And lo and behold, we started there and then. Something that said, okay, I'll just do 2 hours, maybe 9 to 11 every night. Lo and behold, that thing started. And I even got him to get one of my brands to just be free. So that, because in Nigeria, it's only in this country that people don't see ahead. So let's do every effort to show them, this is what I'm talking about. So that I bring it up, perhaps they will appreciate and respond. So I did that thing, we started, opened the studio, playing different music for the guys. 2 hours. By the time it's getting to 11, people are begging him, please don't stop, continue playing. And he hold on till around 1 a.m., 2 a.m. The irony of the whole thing is that even Nigerians in diaspora, in UK, US, Canada, who know him, they're always joining in. It was massive. And after doing all of this, I take it to my client, this is something this guy has done for you. I even gave him your brand. And the client said, no, do you think it will work? I was disappointed. But lo and behold, we still kept it, because something I had is that I equally post it on my status on my phone. So one of the DSTV guys saw it and said, oh, wow, this is a nice content. What if you bring it to TV? It's going to be fantastic. You can even catch it in such a way that we have Friday for Turn Up Friday, which is DJ stuff, because normally young guys want to, after working Monday to Friday, they want to go to the club. Now, because of the pandemic, they are not able to go. Can we create that platform for them? Then on Saturday, family want to go. They are always used to going to Owambe. Why not create the Owambe show on Saturday? And lo and behold, and the proposal was packaged, sent. I still took it to my client. The client said, oh, no, I'll think about it. While they were still thinking about it, another brand took it over, took one of the content over, and I was loud. Then I shouldn't allow the second one to go. And that was why I took the second one myself to the MD of Indomie, and that was why Indomie became the Owambe Saturday with Indomie. But I tell you what that program has done, next to Big Brother, those are the two most rated content on DSTV to tomorrow. To relate with the media owners, I don't think it's even the media agencies that you need, really. What you need is actually the audience. Because those people, the audience, is what we, the agencies, are looking for. It's what the clients are looking for. So let's focus on the audience. So what are the three things that the agencies are looking for? Number one is audience. Number two is audience. Number three is still audience. Now, how do we focus on those audience? It's simple. That's what we call research for relevance. And when I say researching for relevance, you just need to do three things. One is to constantly research, because you see, the audience we are talking about, they are dynamic. We've not seen anything with this your end of SARS protest. It's just a reflection of what is to come. Those youth have been silent. And I'll tell you why. I particularly take interest very early in my career with the entertainment industry, and it's simple. Because we said when it comes to political, they are not ready. No problem. They left the political scene for you. They left their... And those guys on their own, they started a different course. Look at what they've done on the musical scene. Look at the comedian. Was it not US that first recognized Emanuela before the Senate now started calling her to come back? That same Emanuela grew from here. Now put Whiskey on the road to UK. Put any of our senators. Who do you think people will follow? They've taken over. Just don't know it. All they now want is now to say, okay, you seem to be pushing on. Let's now voice out. And that's what we've seen with the answers. Those guys are taking over indirectly because they're more popular. Is there any political campaign that you see during the political era that Davido went to Osun? Did he turn the place upside down? They've taken over. The question now is for us wanted to know, what does that teach us? It teaches us that we need to understand these people more.
The very energetic facilitator justified the topic as question and answer segment provided more room to shed more light on the topic.
How do you advise someone, a budding content producer, a content owner? What are some of the things you feel or you believe that such a person should acquit ourselves with in terms of agency, media penetration, content generation?
The first thing is to start from the beginning. And what's the beginning? From the grassroots, which is get trained, well trained. Because if you want to go to the content plate, it's very challenging. You need to make sure that you are equipped enough in terms of the requisite training to produce quality content that will be appealing. Then, of course, you go to the extent of agreeing on what direction you want to focus on, whether it's going to be drama, it's going to be whatever content. But more importantly, is that in coming up with the content you want to focus on, you need to, like I said earlier, research the audience, know what they want.
The issue of monitoring, sir. About a month or so ago, we had a webinar, and one of your younger colleagues talked about this. Monitoring is very key for us because it can be heart-wrenching when you have a program, you put in adverts, and at the end of the day, the monitoring officer said it was not flighted, it wasn't spotted. Those are their languages. What's your counsel for us, and how do you think this really can be solved, apart from even as much as you have tried your best to meet with all the requirements?
I think it's something that we need to take care of, and it's not something for Emcoan alone. It's an industry, so it must be a collective effort. Collective now meaning even the media, the station's owners needs to stand up to the count. And it's a simple process. The simple process is just for us to say, guys, we appreciate clients, advance. We appreciate the fact that you have a monitoring firm that will be monitoring, not a problem. Please, let's commission a well-reputable research outfit. The likes of KPMG, the likes of Pricewaterhouse, the likes of Alexander Forbes, these are credible, because whatever they certify okay globally, they are very aware. Let them just go into this monitoring firm. Check their process, check their work. If they come out and give them clean bill of it, and you'll be shocked. Because unfortunately for us, many of the clients who are approving this monitoring agency to monitor them, some of them don't even know where their offices are. They are anxious because when you visit that place, you'll be shocked. How can, because he that is sent cannot be greater than he that sent him. If you are supposed to be monitoring me, I shouldn't be more equipped than you. I've been to stations, I've been to a couple of these, and when you go to a station, some of these stations like the likes of Smooth FM, the likes of Fuwa, they are well equipped, updated. You have the same facility with monitoring. So how can you monitor those people? But even clients need to know what they are paying for. So, but let's not fight the battle because you are protecting something. Let an umpire, which is the audit firm, go in, come back with the report, right? And those people will be very careful with what they are putting their names on. So when they come back, even clients will see. And we cannot begin to put that together to say what do we do going forward.
The third facilitator, Ms. Ufoma Afe, spoke on assessing finance for creative industry.
The CBN Creative Industry Financing Initiative, also known as SciFi, is an intervention fund from the CBN in collaboration with the Bankers Committee. The Bankers Committee is made up of all the banks, all the commercial banks MDs, and they thought it wise to set aside 22.9 billion naira for the creative industry. This fund this intervention fund started in July 2019, so it's a little bit over a year now. And it's available for people in the creative space, focusing on movies, music, fashion, and information technology, and all the businesses across the value chain. This intervention fund comes at 9% interest per annum. But in March, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it was reviewed downwards to 5% because we understand that, the creative industry businesses are one of the most impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. So the interest rate for this loan, it's a loan, it's not a grant, but this loan is currently 5%. The loan is a long-term loan, so businesses in this space can get it for as long as 10 years. So there's flexibility of payment. So it's a single digit, currently at 5%, would revert to 9% next year, March, and it's for as long as 10 years. Now, what are the requirements for accessing this loan? First is the business plan. So CBN would like to see, although you'll be applying through your commercial bank, you would, all the documents I will be stating right now would have to be provided and sent to the central bank. So the business plan. So for the business plan, CBN would like to see what your business is about, who are the people in management positions in your company, see your projections, know what projects you want to do. So we understand that many business owners, they may not have a business plan, but a business plan is a very important document, especially if you want to assess finance, So what we've done in Access Bank is to partner with some business service development people who help customers come up with their business plan. So we've done this at a discounted rate. So the rate at which you would get it normally, if you had gone on your own, if you're going as an Access Bank customer, you'll be getting it at a discounted price and within a shorter time based on our agreement with them.
Soon after the seminar was over, the party, fun and merrymaking began to set in as various delicious food were served. Games, music and dance was in the air. Mr. Theophilus Akatuba, the second vice president of Emcoan, gave the organization's projection for the year 2021.
Emcoan, being a brainchild of our BOT chairman with all the other colleagues, have come of age. And having assessed that we have a lot of content, we have decided to give birth to the biggest television content market in Africa, to be hosted here by Emcoan, which is the Electronic Content Media Owners Association of Nigeria. It will happen in the year 2021. It was projected to have happened this year. So when you hear the word NEMSIA, Emcoan is organizing a content market for all electronic content so that the TV station in Kafanchan, the one in Bayelsa, will come once a year to buy content for their TV stations.
The vote of thanks was given by Alayede Stephen.
Members, guests, and all the facilitators. Till we see again next year. If if Jesus tarries, then we'll see again next year. Maybe in a bigger venue, I don't know. So let's plan towards next year, by the grace of God, for all our events, for all our activities, and importantly, for next year.
Guests, facilitators, and organizers moved to the dance floor to dance to the rhythmic music the DJ was playing. What is your take about the event?
If you're an Emcoan member, you learn about your business. You leverage on others who have been in the business for a long time. Then you get mentored, and then you know the rudiments of what you're doing. Exposure to other international producers. And then we facilitate better business with our stakeholders.
Why? It's okay. It's well attended. Our members we have been expecting this to happen. So we were all geared and prepared for it. So we are really having fun. And it's time to unwind with our families.
It is a well thought out program, and there's no better moment to have organized such than now. Being that in Nigeria we are coming out of the COVID lockdown, and it seems that everywhere is opening up. So as I was saying during the time of my presentation, we are in the era of the Internet of Things, so content producers here need to tap into this digital revolution to be able to take their contents global, because that is where things are happening. Yeah, a lot may be happening local, but they need to be able to get to the world stage.
For something like this, it's always important to separate this thing, because when you talk of intellectual discussion, it shouldn't be mixed with entertainment. Maybe a separate day for discourse, then the following day for entertainment, so that we know we are coming to. Because some people are already in the mood of, so when you now begin to bring in cogent, serious topic for discussion, it might not sit well. So let's separate it so that we have different days for lecture and different days for entertainment. But on the whole, it's been a nice one.
It's quite impressive, particularly with the lectures, quality of lectures that was presented. We learned a lot, and it has now positioned us to know how we can create content and also distribute it appropriately. So I think it's a welcome development for Emcoan. There's a lot to still do, so that we'll be able to get the pride of place in the production of our content.
What should we expect from Emcoan in the coming years?
Next year, Emcoan, very importantly, is having a content market where all independent producers are going to interface with producers from all over the world, learn about production, market your production, distribute your production, and give awards.
We need to produce better qualities next year, because now the whole world is getting smaller and smaller. The market is getting wider and wider, and only good products, is demanded by the market. So if your product is substandard, you may not sell.
We wish Emcoan more success in their future endeavors.